are at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay for the final U.S. men's national team game of 2025. Uruguay providing the opposition with just 5 games now remaining until the World Cup. And midfield, certainly one area where there are still plenty of players playing for a World Cup spot. Kyle Martino and Sebastian Berhalter, one of those who gets another chance tonight.
Yeah, and really interesting. You could just see a moment there. I mean, he took over the talk for a second, being vocal. And I just think this is an excellent opportunity for this player in the form he's in, the trust that Pochettino has in him. Tessmann played really well last game. Can he make a statement here? Can he match the intensity and lead and climb up the depth chart to become someone in pen that Pochettino wants to take to the World Cup next year?
And he was one of the first ones into the scrum right at the end of the game as well to stand up for his teammates in that win against Paraguay at the weekend. But we are underway here in Tampa Bay. The next time the US men's national team takes to the field, it will be March. It will be a World Cup year. How will they finish 2025 as they face another team that has already qualified for next summer's big showpiece? Lots of changes made by Mauricio Pochettino tonight, 9 in total from the side that won against Paraguay at the weekend in Chester, Pennsylvania. The only 2 players, Freeze, who was just on the ball there in goal, and Dest, who starts again in an attacking role on the right side, play today, having started the game at the weekend. And Mauricio Pochettino will have given every outfield player, apart from Ricardo Pepi, a chance to start a game in this window as he continues to give opportunities. And look at his squad, over 70 players called up by Mauricio Pochettino over the course of his first 12 months or so in charge. But Uruguay will provide a big test tonight. They tied 0-0 against Mexico at the weekend. They were outshot 10-3. They didn't have a shot until the 40th minute. Marcelo Bielsa making 8 changes to his side tonight, with Oliveira, Betancourt and Salazar the only players that started that game, starting again tonight. And just a second cap in goal for Christopher Friamarin of Deportes Tolima. Paraguay was a big test, but especially for this group, a relatively inexperienced group, Uruguay will be a massive challenge here tonight, Kyle.
Massive challenge. Yeah, and of course a totally different team that played against Mexico. Almost changed the whole lineup, so fresh legs. And I mean, this is one of the great football nations. You heard Pochettino talking about it before the game, and Bielsa, one of the greatest football managers. So massive test for these guys.
Mauricio Pochettino reuniting with Marcelo Bielsa, who he played for earlier on in his career. A man that he described as his hero and his idol. Mauricio Pochettino saying Bielsa is his second father, a football father, if you like. And there is the trademark bucket.
Famous look right there. One day there will be a statue. You wonder if it's going to be him sitting.
It has to be.
Just like that.
Here's Tolkien with the throw, the former New York Red Bulls man, now plays in the 2nd division in Germany with Holstein Kiel. And he gets an opportunity tonight in that left-back position to start. Tolkien with his 4th career US start, his first since the Gold Cup group game against Haiti back on June the 22nd. His last appearance was as a late substitute in the Gold Cup final against Mexico. Freeman is fouled there on the far side.
Yeah, this is going to be all game long. It's not always a high press. They do show that high attacking line, that high posture from time to time, but another giveaway. U.S. has to be clean coming out of the back. I love the confidence to continue to build, but Uruguay is going to fire at them all game long.
It's out on the far side for a U.S. throw, which Alex Freeman will go across to take. Uruguay ranked number 15 in the world. The United States just a place below them in number 16. 2 players from the 2022 World Cup squad start tonight's game. Dest and Haji Wright, who gets the call down the middle tonight. He scored 2 goals on his last start, of course, in Commerce City, Colorado, in the October international window in that 2-1 win against Australia. Mauricio Pochettino talked about the fact it would be an emotional game for him tonight, going up against Marcelo Bielsa, an inspirational figure who has done so much for the global game as well. Here's Freeman rolling it down that right side towards Dest. And Serginho Dest able to come away with the ball there in the challenge against Matias Vigna, the left back. Berhalter, he'll float it wide to the left for John Tolkien, who brings it down and looks to step inside here. It's Betancourt. right.
Really well done from right. He's got to find those lanes in between the lines and be an outlet where they can skip that initial pressure.
Just on the far side. Plays it back here towards Freeman. And Luna with a little flick on there. It might come back here towards halfway, but Betancourt will flick it on. Tottenham Hotspur midfielder with the captain's armband on for Uruguay. Here's Dest down the right side. He drives that one in. It'll go out on the far side for a corner for the United States off Matias Vigna.
Just watch this little skill from Dest. I mean, you know it's dynamic when you put a defender on the ground, and just watch this little hesitation, drags the ball back. He's just got such excellent 1v1 skill.
Mauricio Pochettino talked in the pre-game show about that 1v1 ability of Serginho Dest. He, for the second game in a row, looks at him in a more advanced role, as opposed to having the defensive responsibility. Says he's given Dest the freedom to go forward. As John Tolkien takes this on the far side, a left football swung towards the back post. And a free kick given here by the referee. Julio Luna, the referee tonight from Guatemala, his first US men's national team game as the centre official. It's Araujo, the Barcelona man, who is fouled. Araujo, 25th cap for him. Was in the World Cup squad in 2022 but didn't play. He's been with Barcelona since 2018. Certainly a vastly experienced figure at the back for Uruguay, having won La Liga a couple of times. Also 2 Copa del Reys in his time with Barcelona. As it goes on the far side for a US throw.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting today, too, with no Tim Marine. You know, his composure, his ability to play out of the back. You know, who's the calm presence that can play between the lines and make the right choices?
Back it comes towards Matt Freese, who makes his 12th straight start, the longest active streak on the team. Haji Wright drops deep to get on the ball. He's done well to turn here. Looks ahead of him. He's got Tolkien, who just checked back. Here is John Tolkien. Forward towards halfway. Tillman turning in midfield. Wide it goes here for Freeman. Freeman's got Dest ahead of him, but it's Alex Freeman cutting inside. Alex Freeman's ball through.
He does such a good job of powering into those spots and taking a positive touch. I think can he keep this on his left foot? He just wants to put it onto his right foot, and I think that just gives him a tougher angle if he can curl that in first time with the left. I really do like that he can come late now with Dest very far forward in a very dynamic side of the field for the U.S. Can they find a nice little rhythm? I mean, that was the side of the field that dominated last game.
Pressure coming here from Tillman as Pierre Marin, on just his second appearance for his country, clears that one away. Brought down by Dest. And all the way back to the captain, Mark McKenzie, his 25th cap for the United States tonight. Mark McKenzie, the second most in the starting lineup. Serginho Dest leads the way with 36 appearances. McKenzie played the full 90 minutes against Australia in October. Before that, his last start was the loss against Switzerland in Nashville in June. Here's Trusty, inside for Tillman. Tillman looking through towards Haji Wright. Wright will turn, he couldn't get the shot away. Turned away at the back by Uruguay. Betancourt in the midfield to the right back, Nandez. Naitan Nandez turning that one backwards. Ugarte. Oliveira, the Napoli man, back towards Pierre Marin. Uruguay unbeaten in their last 6 matches since a 2-0 defeat against Paraguay in June. 5 clean sheets in their last 6 games, including against Mexico at the weekend. Here's Ugarte once again, the Manchester United midfielder, out wide to that left side and pushed forward by Vigna down that touchline. Araujo steps inside. Space now for Betancourt. Oliveira at the back. Betancourt, who won Serie A 3 times with Juventus, an Argentine champion 2 times with Boca. Arrascaeta on the far side, and Araujo can't find a way through. It's a free kick. Vina was the player brought down in the end, forward from left back.
A little unlucky here from Berhalter. I mean, just gets baited with a little soul roll. I like that where Dest at times will get caught a little forward. We know his mindset is always thinking about what he can do on the opposite side of the field. So it's great to have that balance of Berhalter favoring that side and helping out when he can.
So 10 minutes in, Marcelo Bielsa, the 70-year-old Argentine, watching on as Arrascaeta, the Flamengo man, swings this one deep in towards the back post, and Freeze can claim. He's looking to get things going quickly. Not a lot there for Matt Freeze. Trusty's ball forward. A rare start for Austin Trusty. Trusty at the back alongside McKenzie. They've started together just once before for the US. That was back in March of 2023. Very different conditions and opponents. They were in Grenada in the Nations League and won by 7-1. That's Trusty's only other US men's national team start. Here he is, just into the Uruguay half as Tolkien goes down under the challenge from Federico Viñas.
Tolkien, it's a tough situation. The ball's not played perfectly to him, and he just knows he's got to lift it, and the contact's coming. Nice little skill there.
John Tolkien said to us yesterday, his message to himself is just don't back down. You never know when you'll be back here, so take your opportunity. But he talked about how much he's grown over the course of the last year, leaving MLS to head to Germany. He was involved in a relegation battle that was ultimately unsuccessful last year, relegated from the Bundesliga, but he talked about the pressure and the intensity of playing in a relegation battle like that, and how much it's helped him grow his game and make him ready for a moment like this.
Well, whether you survive or go down, the experience is incredible for players to understand. I mean, just how important each game is down the stretch, and especially when your own fans can get on you at that point because they're so nervous about going down. Luna recently, you can tell he wants to get into the game. He's coming back and getting these deep touches. I want to see him do what Gio Reyna did so well. Just have discipline to let the game come to you. Stay higher up between the lines.
Haji Wright battling, Luna couldn't quite squeeze it through. Betancourt in the midfield, finds Ugarte. Just going across to close down. Arrascaeta's ball back over halfway. Uruguay, the 2-time World Cup winners, 1930 and then again in 1950. One of 6 nations to win multiple World Cups. Next year will be their 5th in a row and 15th World Cup in total. Guam and Kyle Martino in the broadcast booth, and here's Melissa Ortiz pitch side.
It's been a year since center back Austin Trusty has been in camp. He tore his plantar fascia at the beginning of the season out Celtic, but he says he's back to himself in this back 3 formation. He says it really suits him, especially being a lefty, but whether it's a back 2, back 3, he's ready for it. He said he wants to show me, Mauricio, I want to be that guy. I'm in a good space right now. National team is everything to me. Everything I've done in my career is to be here, but I need to show that through my play.
Austin Trusty in his 2nd year now at Celtic in Scotland. He's played every minute of the last 4 games in all competitions. Hasn't been an easy start to the season for everyone involved with Celtic as they having a change in manager. Austin Trusty will hope for regular minutes now that he's back fit again in Scotland to force his way into Mauricio Pochettino's plans. Pierre Marin, forward for Ugarte. Haji Wright picking this up on the edge of the area. Ugarte trying to make the challenge. That should be a free kick. It is right on the edge of the penalty area. The foul coming in from Manuel Ugarte, the Manchester United defensive midfielder.
Yeah, really smart here. He knows the contact's coming. If he could just beat him to the spot and slow down, there's no way that tackle's going to be able to get through that big frame. And you can just see right there, I mean, smart, gets the leg out. Ugarte just right on the line. It's very close. It's kind of dangerous challenge. A good opportunity here for Pochettino and his men.
So Pochettino not happy with that challenge from Ugarte, who has appeared in 9 of 11 Premier League games this season, but only 2 starts in those games for Manchester United. Won the league with PSG a couple of years ago. Pierre-Marine lines up the wall. Sebastian Berhalter, the set-piece specialist, stands over it. A couple of players in space on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, and in a way, it's a tough angle because you're close. It's hard to get it up and over that wall fast, and it's a sharp angle. And you wonder if he goes with power across the box above his bodies, or they try to touch and change their angle.
McKenzie and Trusty both in there. Haji Wright, of course, one of the targets. There's a tumble in the box. The whistle had gone before it was headed in. Some wrestling going on there inside that 6-yard box.
It was an excellent ball from Berhalter.
Fair to say probably that what happened towards the end of that Paraguay game is probably setting the table nicely for this US squad tonight here against Uruguay.
And here to look at it, just a bear hug right in front.
Is this the same position, or has he moved the ball slightly?
He might have improved his angle slightly.
Maybe just a little bit, but it might have made a difference here. Berhalter this time goes short to Dest. Berhalter swings it in! United States lead! Stunning from Sebastian Berhalter! What a way to get your first international goal!
But look, I was wondering on the first attempt if they were going to touch it, hit it across the box, and try to improve their angle. Didn't do it the first time, but definitely did it the second time. I mean, what a strike! This is the first free kick. Just to kind of take a little bit of a look at a position. No issues there. This is where it gets a little bit of a better angle there. I mean, excellent ball back to him, and this is just a phenomenal strike. So well hit.
The curl on that.
So well hit. Yeah, and then Pierre-Marine was arguing that Haji Wright was right in his way and obstructed him. I mean, this is just perfectly hit into the corner. What a beautiful strike that is from Berhalter. Delicious.
Cap number 9, goal number 1 for Sebastian Berhalter. Just look at what it means. He is flying with Vancouver this season, and he is making his appearances count with his country as well. And he's got one better than his dad, who didn't get an international goal.
So, you got Gio passing his dad, and now Sebastian passing his dad. Are there any other dads that are going to get passed? We're going to ask Paul Carr.
Here's Nandez down the right side. You saw the look of delight on Sebastian Berhalter's face. I've spoken to him a few times this season about the way that he has been able to establish himself as one of the best in his position in Major League Soccer. It wasn't that long ago that he was playing in a right-back role for his club in Vancouver. He's become central to what they did in the Champions League this season and in MLS as well. He gives a lot of credit to Jesper Sorensen, the Vancouver head coach. But as well now, he's come in, he was a big part through the Gold Cup from Mauricio Pochettino. And what a strike that was. His Tolkien down the left side, out it goes. But he is just a player who over the course of the last 18 months just keeps on taking his game to new levels.
I was talking with Steve Nash the other day, who has gotten to know him at Vancouver and just talked about someone that knows about professionalism and being a good competitor. I mean, Sebastian Berhalter, his energy, his commitment, his consistency has always been there for his club, and now it's there for the country.
Berhalter across to take this. Heavily involved in the opening 20 minutes. It's been a great start for the United States. Berhalter swings this one in. Back post! Oh, it's headed in! It's another goal for the United States. It's Alex Freeman, and the lead is doubled inside 20 minutes in Tampa Bay. And Alex Freeman has his first international goal as well.
What a phenomenal ball this is from Berhalter. I mean, a lot of times people say, how can you not beat the first man? And one of the reasons is you're trying to find this tiny little window at pace, at the right height, right above that first man. And Berhalter finds it perfectly. And Freeman, you can see, he tracks the ball the whole way and just guides it, watching it right onto his forehead, watching it right into the side netting. Pierre Marine can't even move. Nothing he can do about that one. Doesn't even get an arm close to it. What a wonderful set piece, excellent header, and a great start for the U.S.
And that's now 3 goals off set pieces in this window. There was only one spot that Alex Freeman could have put that probably to score from that angle and that position back across the keeper. And he did it to perfection.
I think it was Bencourt that just didn't read the flight right, and that's what's so great about the service, is it's just hit with so much pace. You got to commit, you got to try to get off your feet, but the ball just kept traveling on that trajectory.
The MLS Young Player of the Year had 6 goals in 29 appearances for Orlando. I'm not sure many people would have seen this coming tonight through 21 minutes. A 2-goal lead for the United States and 2 first-time international goal scorers. Sebastian Berhalter, who then gets the assist for Alex Freeman. US Soccer on TNT is brought to you by Volkswagen and the 2025 Tiguan. Uruguay shell-shocked. And 3 set-piece goals throughout the 2 games so far in this window from the 4 goals that have been scored by Mauricio Pochettino's side. Pochettino's 22nd game in charge. This is the 12th time that they've scored multiple goals. Vigneault takes it away down that left touchline. Betancourt with the high ball wide to the right, looking for Fernandez. Diego Luna in there with a strong challenge. It's out for a corner.
Well done from Luna. I mean, it was Dest on the far side sprinting back and putting pressure on. I mean, it's just these little details. We talked about it last game that were absent in the early part of the tenure for Mauricio Pochettino. That's just there consistently. Just a competitive edge to this team that I know for Pochettino and his staff, he's got to be happy that he's able to keep up 2 games in a row. Obviously only 24 minutes into this one, but great start.
Arteta will take it, the right foot out, swing it in towards the back post. Blocked there by Serginho Dest. And now here come the United States once again. Out wide to Luna on the left side. He's got Hadji right ahead. Diego Luna driving forward, and he goes down. And to be fair to Diego Luna, he didn't ask for the penalty. Berhalter, though, tries to get through a couple of challenges. It's Aidan Morris! It's saved by Pierre Marine. Hadji Wright will keep it in play. And out it goes for a corner. It is non-stop, all action here from the U.S. men's national team.
What a save from Pierre Marine. Watch how quickly, I mean, not that quickly, but watch how quickly he gets down. I mean, he sees this late. I mean, this is perfectly hit from Morris. And he gets down right away. He's got a strong hand to it. That should have been 3-0.
And we were Pierre Marine hand away from 3 new international goal scorers tonight, because Aidan Morris doesn't have one either. Almost following in the footsteps of Berhalter and Freeman. Tolkien has gone across to the far side to take this. Swung in towards Trusty. A free kick given here by Julio Luna, who has been a FIFA referee since 2022. Plenty to ponder for Marcelo Bielsa, who has been in charge of Uruguay since May of 2023. He'll become the 8th coach to lead 3 different nations to the World Cup. Uruguay had 5 clean sheets in the last 6 games. They conceded just 1 goal. Now they've given up 2 in the first 20 minutes.
Love this from the U.S. You know, up 2-0, dominating the game. Yeah, you can see a little complacency maybe leaking into the team and caution and coming back to playing the exact same way they did when they started this game 0-0.
His ball back out to the left side. Ugarte finds Betancourt through the middle towards Viñas. Betancourt's ball forward. Morris with the challenge, but the referee waves play on. Arrascaeta. Betancourt. Viñas on that left side. Betancourt finds Ugarte. Oliveira, the Napoli man. Given away by Uruguay as Berhalter read it well. Steps in and feeds this ball towards Tillman. He's looking for the wide right, and Dest couldn't quite get on the end of that one.
Berhalter played a perfect ball for Tillman where he could run with that. Didn't have to take a touch. He just didn't set himself up with the right body shape to explode into the space. You can definitely tell he's a little gassed. I mean, he's covered a lot of ground, Tillman. I mean, he's been, a lot of times, Haji Wright's just forcing that ball onto one side, making it predictable, and it's Tillman that's sprinting out and firing up to put pressure on it.
Just a 3rd cap for Timmy Tillman. A 2nd start for him. Arrascaeta. Salazar's ball backwards. Arrascaeta trying to get away from Berhalter. Arrascaeta once again. Betancourt. Wide to the right, it comes through Rodrigo Salazar. The Braga man's ball in, goes off Luna, and out of play it goes. Diego Luna doing his defensive duties, which is a key part of his role tonight. Not just the flamboyance we see from Diego Luna, but he was back there doing his part, and he gets the block in. Rodrigo Salazar will take this one. Salazar's ball swung in. And then driven from distance off the bar. I think it took a deflection on the way through. Berhalter with the block as it comes back out here. Fernandez. Uruguay close to pulling one back here as the 28-minute mark passes. United States in front through Sebastian Berhalter's goal in the 17th minute, and then just 3 minutes later, Alex Freeman. Here's Haji Wright. We've got support from Tillman. And Pierre Marine trying to keep it in, but it's gone out, I think, for a corner here on the far side.
There's a look at that last chance. I mean, the first header Gets handled as it pops out. Watch this hit. Listen to the sound it makes off the crossbar. I mean, you can't hit it any harder than that. He's just looking around bodies trying to find it. He gets a good, clean look at it, but he's not getting anywhere near that. What a strike. Whew.
Push it out! Push it out! United States already causing many problems for Uruguay in the opening half an hour here from set pieces. This time it's in towards the back post again. Marin is right in the face of the referee as Freeman tried to get on the end of that one for what would have been a second goal of the game for him.
What an opportunity. Watch Freeman, he just picks the flight of the ball early on. Yeah, it's bending and it kind of just tucks underneath him. And really comes off of him. He doesn't get a chance to attack it first. Well defended. He was a little lucky there.
Tolkien swings it towards the front post where Salazar will head away. Here's Aidan Morris, the Middlesbrough man. Tillman down the left side. Berhalter. Strong challenge there from Tillman. And here's Freeman in round the back. Right opens up for Alex Freeman! Incredible! Alex Freeman dances through. He's got two. And the United States are 3-0 up on Uruguay after half an hour's play.
Just a crunching tackle. And just watch this lovely footwork, excellent skill and balance. Gets a slight little deflection at the end, but just as the ball comes forward, I love it. Little feint, lovely footwork. Just excellent control in tight spaces at top speed. The deflection is what lifts it up over the goalkeeper, but this is tough at top speed to just caress that ball in between the three defenders. What an incredible goal, and what a start for the U.S.
A third career brace for club and country for Alex Freeman. Most recently, in September of last year, he had 2 goals for Orlando at Charlotte.
Coach Tino was talking. We got a chance to sit down with him as we normally do, and he was so high on this player, and referenced the power, the confidence, the personality, the ability to do things like that. We haven't seen it often with country as much as we've seen it with his club teams, and I think he was a little bit timid in games I saw when he initially came into the U.S. camp, but playing with confidence now for sure.
Out it goes on the far side for an Uruguay corner.
A very important challenge there. Gets it absolutely right, McKenzie.
Breeze comes, gave a big shout and a big punch away. Chip back in by Salazar. Hernandez rolls it back. He had that shot that rattled the crossbar. Salazar. Agate wide to the far side. McKenzie clears away. The US back line and keeper haven't had an awful lot to do so far tonight. McKenzie finds Freeman. Haji Wright trying to turn. Set back downstairs to Melissa Ortiz.
Brace scorer Alex Freeman, who was named the 2025 MLS Young Player of the Year. When asked about managing the pressure afterwards, he says, yeah, I'm getting a lot of congrats from players and staff, but it's about keeping the same comfortability, keeping the confidence, even adding confidence to my game, and keeping consistency between national team and club team. Mauricio Pochettino said Alex is so powerful, he's so intense. When he goes forward, he can't stop. Guys, just talking to Mauricio, he's been very high on Alex Freeman.
Salazar's ball into the middle. Pina tries to find Nandez. Morris clears it away. Back out to the edge of the box. Federico Viñas nowhere close. Here's the other thing on Alex Freeman. You tend to forget that Freeman, MLS Young Player of the Year, he's now played in 13 of 14 games, and this is his 10th start since his debut, which was only against Turkey in Hartford in June. Seems like he's been around the international scene for a lot longer than that.
But I think we are watching. I'll go early and say, someone growing into becoming a star for this team. That's the side of the field when you think about Dest and this switch in formation that frees him up a little bit more, where he can be the attacking-minded person. But if they can establish a wonderful dynamic over on that side of the field, a lot of times in those wide positions as you're forming rosters and you're picking teams, you think about dynamics and chemistry. And that chemistry looks pretty good right now.
10 minutes before halftime here at Raymond James Stadium. Morris gets a touch to it. Luna finds Berhalter, who in turn plays it forward to Tillman. Two players on the same side tonight, but this weekend will be going up against each other in the Major League Soccer playoffs in the Western Conference semi-final. Berhalter for Vancouver, Tillman for LAFC. Here's McKenzie at the back.
You know, Luke, what's so interesting is we watch U.S. training a lot. We got to watch it yesterday. And they do these, you kind of call them shadow drills, where they move in patterns with the ball. And Pochettino, that's where he gets really involved. And he wants speed. He wants dynamism. And it's almost choreographed to a certain level. And they've got these different looks at how they play out in transition. It almost looks like a shadow drill against a Uruguay. I mean, they're so comfortable playing through that initial pressure. And Pochettino's got to be thrilled with that.
Alex Freeman's dad, Antonio, played in this stadium 3 times in the NFL. No touchdown. His son has the 2 goals tonight.
Luke, we got to get you in that pirate ship over there. You want to call a second half over there?
You'd love that, wouldn't you? I got a feeling that if anyone is suited to the pirate ship, it's Melissa Ortiz. Maybe.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm very much not a pirate kind of person. Luna. Now Berhalter. Wide to the left touchline, it's Tolkien. Tolkien, lovely skill there as he plays the ball inside. Drops towards Aidan Morris. Now it's Berhalter. Left-hand touchline, Tillman with the pass back into the middle. It's cleared out for a throw right by halfway here for the United States, who are winless in their last 3 against Uruguay. In fact, they just scored 1 goal in their last 3 games against Uruguay. It's Marcelo Bielsa, who coached Argentina at the 2002 World Cup, and Chile to a round of 16 finish in 2010 when they lost against Brazil. Berhalter's ball forward here for Wright. Ball back for Luna.
Uruguay, they just can't get a break. And one of the great parts about possessing the ball well and having that great spatial awareness and good positioning is the U.S. is in great spots to win the ball back in the counter press. And this is the right idea. Wright looks, he can see that Luna's coming. Just well done to be intercepted before that. And it's just a nice look to the sequence of the U.S. It's never one player moving, whether they have the ball or they don't. It's multiple players in transition getting their spots.
Here comes Dest forward. McKenzie. Bentancur in the midfield. Won the Europa League with Tottenham last season. He's been there almost 5 years. And the flag is up here on Nandez down the right side. That time Nandez, who now plays for Al Qadsiya in the Saudi Pro League. He was sent off in the 2024 Copa America quarter-final against Brazil when they lost on penalties. Of course, the last meeting between these two was the Copa America group stage at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City when the US were eliminated. A 1-0 win that day for Uruguay. The Impact Match on TNT is presented by New York Life, proud sponsor of US soccer. More powerful together. 3-0 the scoreline here. 1 for Sebastian Berhalter. 2 for Alex Freeman. Two other halves under Mauricio Pochettino where the US have scored 3 and not conceded. One was in the Nations League a year ago, in fact, against Jamaica in November of 2024 in St. Louis. The home leg of that tie. The other one was against Trinidad and Tobago in the Gold Cup, both first halves where they scored 3 and didn't concede, but I think very different circumstances for both of those games. Fair to say that this would be the best half of football under Mauricio Pochettino.
Easy, for sure. We talked about intensity level, competitive nature, and spirit's been there, but there's still things that they've needed to improve on. There were still areas, mistakes, lapses. This is headed towards that complete performance he's been looking for from the team. So let's see if they can maintain it.
Yes, cuts inside. This is Luna. Berhalter with the cross in. Actually, Wright tries to get there, but Fiamarine came and claimed.
That man Berhalter has been excellent on set pieces, almost finds right there.
Inside the final 4 minutes of a first half that has been dominated by the United States from the opening whistle. Trusty. Down the line, kept in by Tolkien. Tolkien rolls it forward for Tillman. Tillman into the middle. It's Luna! It's 4! Diego Luna with the goal. A quite remarkable first half performance from the United States.
It's amazing how contagious confidence is. Look at this lovely little chip pass here from Trusty. And it just, again, almost like a shadow drill. Just beautiful sequence ball, always in the right place. The pace, the pass. Cuts back, obviously deflects nicely for Luna, but it was headed right in front of Haji Wright if it doesn't come to Luna, and just calmly side puts it right into the net. Very rare to have a performance like this where you don't even give Fiamarine an opportunity to save efforts. It's just been irresistible from the U.S.
The 4th international goal for Diego Luna. Cap number 18 for the Real Salt Lake man. Luna's 15th appearance in a row tonight, his 9th start, the longest active streak of appearances of any player within this US men's national team squad. And the US has 4 goals in the first half of the game for the first time since the win against Ghana in Nashville in October of 2023. And coming up next is the Volkswagen halftime show when Brad Guzan, DeMarcus Beasley and Brian Dunseth will join Sarah Walsh. And there's plenty for them to talk about. Arrascaeta's ball forward. Vinyas. He's good towards Arrascaeta.
Rascaeta just rushed here. Yeah, good pass into it, but just McKenzie, how quickly he comes there to put the pressure on. But you have to say, I mean, that's Bohr from the number 10. Should be bearing that.
Here's Melissa.
On that dead ball, assistant coach Jesus and head coach Mauricio Pochettino were yelling at Haji Wright because he did not stand in front of the ball. Guys, we know that U.S. is leading 4-0, but that's the standard that the coaching staff wants to have from his team, not to lay low, which almost resulted in a goal. So he was yelling at Haji Wright because that's exactly what he wants to see out of players, even with this type of lead.
It was 4-0, and you look down at the touchline, and Mauricio Pochettino is waving his arms around on the edge of the technical area, furious with what just occurred there.
That's the standard. The standard is there's never a letdown. There's never a shutoff, and he dealt with a lot of that through the first year of his tenure. So just holding the bar very, very high from a concentration and commitment standpoint.
We're into 1 minute of time being added on at the end of the first half as Ugarte plays it backwards. Reece came and couldn't quite get there. It's an opportunity here, and Trusty will clear it away. Viñas down the left side towards the byline as he stands the cross back in. Trusty flicks it further clear. Oh, what a goal! Uruguay pull one back. Arrascaeta. In stoppage time at the end of the half.
Well, it starts with a mistake here, miscommunication. You have 3 U.S. players all coming for the ball at the same time. You got to say that's on Matt Freese. You got to make sure that you come out and make that play. And I mean, how about that? Rascaeta doesn't like to tap in. He said, "Yeah, give me something a little bit harder to do." That's about as good as an overhead kick can be. Lovely skill there. Capitalizes on the mistake made by the U.S.
And that is the last kick of the first half. And Mauricio Pochettino is not happy. He's talking to the assistant referee, but he won't be happy that on a couple of occasions there, right at the end of the half, his team let Uruguay in. Only 1 goal against. They scored 4. And the US are in control here. The US Soccer Impact match on TNT is presented by New York Life. Coming into the game, Rodrigo Aguirre, Brian Rodriguez, and at the back, Joaquin Piqueres, as Marcelo Bielsa makes those 3 changes. He brings out Matias Viña, the left back. He also brings out Rodrigo Salazar and Federico Viñas, who didn't really touch the ball much in that first half, the man on loan at Oviedo in Spain. So Bielsa clearly not happy and hoping that that late strike from Arrascaeta can try and spark some life into his side. No changes made by Mauricio Pochettino at the midway mark as Diego Luna, who got that 4th goal and scored his 4th for his country in the 42nd minute. Gets it back for Freeman. Freeman, of course, having success tonight in his home state where he plays with Orlando City. Uruguay, the first time ever trailing by 3 goals at half-time against a CONCACAF team. The United States, it's only the 2nd time ever scoring 4 goals in a game against a common ball opponent. That came in 2016, a 4-0 win against Bolivia, but they got the 4 goals here in the space of just 42 first half minutes. Betancourt. Ugarte. Piqueres down the left side, the substitute who came in at half-time. Piqueres playing in the left-back position now. Palmeiras defender. Here's 18th cap. He came back in March after a knee injury. Trying to force his way into the World Cup squad. This is Freeman. Forward over halfway for Tillman. Pushed into the path of Haji Wright. Right here. There's a chance for the way to open up, but couldn't get the shot away. Betancourt brings it clear. Halter wins it back here. This is Tillman. Tillman might have a goal from distance. And he stings the palms of Fiammarine.
That's seven's fun.
Everyone's in confident mood, Carl.
I think Pochettino's message when he was talking to Melissa is about don't let that turn into mismanaging the game. Don't let confidence turn into complacency and taking risks that you wouldn't take if the scoreline was 0-0.
So a couple of changes for Marcelo Bielsa from an attacking sense as he brings in Rodrigo Aguirre, the 31-year-old forward who plays for Club America, played 90 minutes against Mexico, had 3 goals in World Cup qualifying. Hernandez down the right side. Out it goes off Aidan Morris. And also Brian Rodriguez coming in as well, another America man who started against Mexico, former LAFC man, who won the 2019 Supporters Shield in Los Angeles. Free kick on the far side. Screams coming from the bench towards the 4th official on the near side.
Rodriguez, as that ball comes through, it's actually Betancourt. Don't think he intends that. You saw he slipped. I mean, it's so unlucky for Tolkien because that one hurts. Betancourt was actually just trying to get his footing and slipped right into him.
Pochettino with a 4-1 lead over a man he has admired and learnt from for so long. Pochettino and Bielsa managing against each other 3 times before, all in La Liga when Mauricio Pochettino was with Espanyol. Bielsa was with Athletic Club. Pochettino unbeaten in 3 meetings against Marcelo Bielsa. A couple of draws in 2012, a 2-1 win in 2011. Pochettino playing under Bielsa with Newell's Old Boys, won 2 league titles in Argentina, also played under him for Espanyol. And all of Pochettino's 20 caps for Argentina, including the World Cup in 2002, coming under the man he's going up against tonight. Haji Wright. Aguirre picks it up. Gareth couldn't get there, comes back for Freeman. Luna. Freeman's ball inside here for Berhalter. Morris. He's got a touch to that one. First round flips it out to Diaz Guetta. Down the left side by Bucharest, the substitute. Berhalter trying to win it back on halfway, but it goes out wide to that far side, and Hernandez carries it forward. A 72nd cap for Nathan Hernandez, 29-year-old defender. This is the 10th all-time meeting between these teams, and the US just with 2 victories down the years against Uruguay. The last one was a 2-1 win in May of 2002 at RFK Stadium. DeMarcus Beasley scored the winner. I believe we saw that spectacular goal in the pre-game show. Is Dest racing forward down the right side. Dest ball in. Haji Wright couldn't quite get there. The only other US win was back in May of 1991 by 1-0. Freeman, nudged inside for Morris. Tillman gets it back from Luna. Tillman coming on in the 75th minute against Paraguay. It's his first appearance since his debut back in January of 2024 against Slovenia in January camp in San Antonio. Puts in from Morris, but he's given away the foul. Emiliano Araujo, the player that is fouled. Araujo, the sporting man, 26th cap for him. Scored a goal in the Champions League in early November at Juventus, played against Weston McKennie that day. Maxi Araujo. Things have slowed down somewhat after breathless first 45 minutes here at Raymond James Stadium.
It'll be interesting to see how Pochettino uses his bench. What time does he go to it? Obviously, you've got some players that a game that is going to be open with Uruguay chasing it. An excellent threat, perfect position to bring them in. I would expect to see Gio Reyna at some point. It's a perfect game for him.
Rivera came a long way to get involved. It goes back to Ugarte. Araujo down that right side. Barcelona man will quickly take the throw here to get things going once again. He's played in 3 of Barcelona's 4 Champions League games this year. Ball played forward as Aguirre chasing. And he's into it with Trusty here.
Really well done from Trusty. I mean, he read that, had to be physical, make sure he was able to get it over the end line. I think that back 3 has been excellent. Just a little afters.
It was all smiles this time, but again, the US players were right around the situation. US unbeaten in 4 straight against FIFA top 40 teams for the first time since 2015. This would make it 5. Betancourt. Out to the left for Piqueres, who has no chance of getting there.
And you can see Berhalter at the midfield clapping Diego Luna for that effort. I mean, those little things we talked about in the first half make such a difference. When you're consistently putting the head down of defenders, you're pressing, you're making things difficult. It's not always with the ball you affect the game. And Diego Luna, I'm sure he wants to get on the ball a little more, wants his chances in the final third. But I mean, you've seen him almost like a wing back, getting into that back line to defend at times.
Ugarte here just inside his own half. Wide for Piqueres down the left. Inside from Araujo. Rodriguez on that far side, the substitute back for Betancourt. Uruguay with a bit of possession here, just over 10 minutes into the second half. Ugarte playing it back. Oliveira forward. Betancourt wide to the right. Hernandez there linking up with Rodriguez as the cross is deep, looking for Aguirre, but Trusty flicks it up. Berhalter tries to get it further clear. Comes down for Betancourt. Puts in from Tolkien. Now it's played across goal. Freeze has to get there. Behind it goes for a corner. Yarosqueta already has one tonight. He flashed that shot towards goal.
Yeah, you wonder if he's trying this. I don't think so. I think he's just trying to hit it with pace. It just slices it, but almost catches Freeze near post.
Rodriguez takes it back out all the way towards Piqueres, who drives it from distance. That one went off Berhalter. Luna. Mackenzie helps it on. Rodriguez with the cross in deep, in towards the back post. Piqueras. Tillman got a touch to it. Betancourt plays it out.
Here's another look. And you can see he just catches it off the end of his toe. Freeze had to be there to make the save. That was going to sneak in that near post. Well done.
Good changes being prepared by Mauricio Pochettino. Gio Reyna, I think, is one of them, and Tanner Tessman as well. Maybe a triple change. MC Balogun as well. Lovely play from Berhalter, who is then fouled by Piqueras.
An excellent skill, balance, and strength here from Berhalter. Lovely little cut to split the defenders here. Just drags it in between them and gets his heel clipped. Here it is. Lovely. What a game he's having.
Luna, Dest and Wright are the three players that will be making way as Tessman, Reyna and Balogun come in. Gio Reyna scoring 4 minutes into the game against Paraguay at the weekend. His first headed goal for club or country. It's another set piece now for the United States. Berhalter with an assist on the night already and a goal as well. Hernandez gets it away. Freeze. 18th cap for Matt Freeze tonight. He has 3 clean sheets in his international career. Picked up by Darius Skerta here. Rodriguez. Betancourt. Hernandez with the cross into the middle. Trusty heads it away. Uruguay just on top at the moment as we approach the hour mark, and that flashes wide. Betancourt with the strike.
Oh, he hit that so pure. Here's a good look at it. Almost the vantage point of Freeze, just wishing it wide. Nothing. You can see it's definitely well wide, but he catches that one beautifully.
So here come the changes. Haji Wright makes way for Balogun. Tanner Tessman comes in. And Luna replaced by Reyna. What about the role Serginho Dest has played in the last couple of games, Kyle, and his ability to be relied on by Mauricio Pochettino, maybe a little further forward?
Yeah, I love him in this role. I mean, he's dynamic, athletic, creative going forward, but what I saw last game and this game is a commitment to get back and defend. There were several times that he was sprinting back, and I think that's an area of his game that, you know, he's facing criticism about. No one can be critical about the way he's just played both sides of the ball, and that freedom to go forward in this back three has definitely unlocked something in Dest. A huge positive. Good performance by him.
Balogun coming on for his 23rd cap, played 75 minutes at the weekend. He's got 3 goals in the last 4 games. Scored on his last 3 starts against Japan, Ecuador and Paraguay. Balogun now with 6 appearances in a row.
Looks like Berhalter might be pushed. I saw he and Gio Reyna having a conversation, and it looks like Berhalter going to see him in this role that Dest was in, playing a little bit wide. We haven't seen that yet under Pochettino.
The referee will stop play here because player is down. Hernandez, he just fall on his
So he might get a
wrist awkwardly.
hand stepped on. Yeah, right there. Oh, that one hurts. I mean, he's already got that.
Yeah.
He's already got that finger taped up. Oh. Can't get any more unlucky than that.
John Tolkien talked to us yesterday. I mentioned about how he'd grown through the relegation battle, but also he said that, you know, we mentioned over 70 players that Maurizio Pochettino has called in. He said that even when you're not being called in, that actually gives you the inspiration, the fact that you're never ruled out of it. It's not just the same 20, 30 players that are relied upon all the time. It means that if you're performing at your club level, it gives you that extra drive that if you're not in, you might get back in.
Yeah, which has been true to this point. I think that door is closing, right? We're not going to see a line around the block or Oprah style, you got a cap, you got a cap, you got a cap. I think that era is done. He knows what he's got out of those players. You know, there's a few players I'm sure that Pochettino, for myriad reasons, has wanted to get a look at, that he might, you know, take a stab and get a look at here on out. But I think we're going to see the same regular group. We're not going to see so much change camp by camp and players that are given opportunities.
Predicting that group isn't easy, though. Predicting that group that will turn up in March, that's a difficult one.
That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting.
Another change coming here for Uruguay. Looks like Varela is coming in, the Flamengo man. It's Berhalter that's down. Players in conversation with the assistant on the near side.
You mentioned it earlier. We go all the way back to, and I can't remember which game it was, but Christian Pulisic got taken out a few times. And no one said anything. Your star player, no one went over there. Red card. Right away, the U.S. player is furious and running over to the referee, protecting their player, Berhalter. You know, in real time, you know, absolutely. Now, sometimes you get really unlucky where that ball pops your foot up, and you could say, oh, I wasn't really attacking it at that angle. I mean, that's a nasty challenge. Intentionally going over the ball. And clear red.
So Marcelo Bielsa loses his captain. Betancourt, the Spurs midfielder, sent off here in the 65th minute for the challenge on Sebastian Berhalter. It's his first red with Uruguay, and any unlikely comeback surely now disappears as Maurizio Pochettino and Betancourt have a conversation there. There is no VAR, by the way, so the decision has been made and will stand. Betancourt's day is over.
I don't think I've ever seen as long an argument for something that it was just completely clear and obvious. I mean, just endangering the safety of their opponent. I mean, Berhalter lucky his foot isn't planted, or that gets a lot worse.
So it remains here 4-1. That is the same scoreline that we had at half-time here at Raymond James Stadium. First time the United States men's national team have scored 4 goals in any half against any World Cup winning nation. Emiliano Martinez, the Palmeiras man, is coming in. Bring on a holding midfielder. I think they're waiting here. The assistant referee needs to come to make the substitution, but I think the referee is waiting for Betancourt to completely leave the bowl here. So here comes the change. The Arrasqueta, who got the goal tonight for Uruguay, replaced by Martinez.
At Spring Hill Suites, extra space makes every room more than a room. Find space at Spring Hill Suites, official hotel partner of U.S. Soccer.
Well, not much doubt about that. The red card. And Uruguay now down to 10 men for the final quarter of this match as we pass the midway mark in this half. The US with reinforcements in. And now it's an opportunity down the left side. Comes back into the middle. Balogun couldn't get there. But the corner is given. Tillman making his way through there. Couldn't get that cross in towards Balogun. Swung in towards Tessman. It's 5 goals for the United States. Tanner Tessman just on the pitch. And on a night when we have seen Berhalter and Freeman score their first for their country, Tanner Tessman does it as well.
So smart from Berhalter to just read there's only one defender out there. And Gio Reyna just puts it on a platter. What a gorgeous ball in to Tessman. He just goes up at this point. Nothing but a goal. Marine, he just makes the decision to come out. Isn't anywhere near that one. The ball is just hit with so much pace and it's so low. He has no chance at coming and making a play on that. And
what a ball from Reyna.
Oh, rises in the crowd. I mean, excellent ball. It's all in that service, but you know, Tessman, brave because he's got to expect a challenge coming from the goalkeeper, and just nods it right in the goal. And you could hear the mics, you could hear all the players getting behind Tessman, who's made a huge statement in this camp with his performance last game in co-op convention, not a goal.
They'd only been on the pitch about 8 minutes, Reyna and Tessman, and they combined to find the 5th goal. Facundo Torres is getting set to come in for Uruguay. Former Orlando City man, their all-time leading goal scorer. Tanner Tessman, the Lyon man, went 90 minutes at the weekend on what was his 5th US start. This is cap number 12, 4th appearance in a row. Scored once this season in his 2nd season with Lyon. October was Tessman's first squad since March. He'd played a lot in the opening games under Mauricio Pochettino. But he's certainly taken his opportunity here in these last 2 camps, as you said.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent last game. Really, really strong. Yeah, we talked about it in pregame. Yeah, Pochettino has a good problem. Yeah, there's 2 big names that go into the middle of this field, right? And that now a group of players that are climbing up the depth chart and proving how good they can be in those positions. And you know, I would say the 3rd name is Tyler Adams. You know, Tyler Adams, Christian Pulisic, Weston McKinney. I mean, those are stars. Those are big-time players that aren't here. And the good part is, in their absence, all these players keep showing Pochettino they can be trusted. I mean, it would be fascinating, as you said, in March. You would expect, you know, if they're healthy, you'd have to expect those names back. What does it look like with players like Tessman, players like Berhalter, you know, others that have definitely upped their game?
Here's Berhalter once again. Rolled through for Balogun. And a free kick given here and a yellow card shown by referee Julio Luna of Guatemala. Hernandez, the player that was fouled. Tolkien is still down from the earlier challenge. So play will be stopped so John Tolkien can get some treatment here. But it's the yellow for Gio Reyna to go along with his assist just a few moments ago. The US scoring 5 goals against a team from outside CONCACAF for just the 5th time in team history. The first since a 5-1 win over Scotland back in May of 2012. and the first against a common ball opponent.
It's really interesting. You can't see, but below us, Tim Ream up on the sideline giving some instructions to Gio Reyna and some of the players. Pochettino's been really clear about what an incredible leader he has in Tim Ream. We've seen him perform on the field, but it's just those other things, those other qualities. I mean, this is just an amazing thing to have of a player that, almost like a player coach, has been through so much and trying to impact a game he's not even playing in.
Mentioned Scotland, by the way, there. What a day for them today.
Incredible.
What an incredible way to qualify for the World Cup.
Right out of the gate. The Tomine goal over a kick. I mean,
similar to the Arrasqueta that we saw earlier on here today. It was an incredible goal. Tolkin's day is going to be over. Brendan Aronson and Max Austin are coming in for the US. Tillman and Tolkin, the two players making way. Been a bit of a battle tonight, John Tolkin.
He was up for it. Yeah, he played really well.
This one played into the middle as Trusty heads it behind. It's going to be a corner on the far side for Uruguay. Their six-match unbeaten run is coming to an end. They finished fourth in CONMEBOL qualifying. Qualified on the penultimate day of qualifying back at the start of September with a win against Peru. Mauricio Pochettino wants to make the change now because Tolkin is already off the pitch. So Max Austin comes in for cap number 16. He got his fifth international assist on Gio Reyna's goal at the weekend. He leads the team for assists this year, and here comes Tim Tillman making way on what was his third cap and second start for the US. What about Reyna, by the way? A goal and 2 assists so far in these 2 games.
He looks happy. He looks confident. Looks, from a chemistry standpoint, to be fitting right in with this group in a wonderful way. And a great performance from that player right there. I think Tillman made a statement. It was a really strong effort against a really good team.
Balogun gets it at the front post. He's battling there with Aguirre. Aguirre picks it up here on the far side. Morris with the challenge. Things bubbling up a little bit here with Uruguay a man down and 15 minutes left to play. Yellow card shown now for Balogun. Brian Rodriguez down on the far side. Rodriguez, Balogun obviously caught him.
Kind of look when he does this little pirouette right there, just not intentional, but catches him right in the face. And obviously we saw the blood in his hand, just popped him right in the nose. That one hurts.
Brian Rodriguez making the move to America from LAFC back in August of 2022. He joined LAFC as a young designated player 3 years before that. Aguirre being told to calm down now by Nandez, who has the captain's armband on following the departure, sending off of Betancourt. And this could get a little bit feisty now in the final 15 minutes here.
Yeah, you can see a yellow card coming here, but no intention in that. And just spinning, trying to get his arms out. Has no idea where the challenge is coming. Obviously, the outcome is a nasty one.
Balogun getting the yellow. And a red card in his final game for Monaco before the international break. 4-1 loss against Lens. Scored a penalty and then got sent off, all in the first half. Gets a yellow here tonight. Pierre Marin. hasn't been a second cap that he will have enjoyed tonight. Christopher Fiamorino of Deportes Tolima kept a clean sheet in his first game of his international career, which was the first game of the window in October. 1-0 win against Dominican Republic. But tonight, beaten 4 times in the first half. 5 in total. Berhalter 2 for Freeman, 1 for Luna and 1 for Tessman. 5 goals equaling US most in a game under Mauricio Pochettino. It was against TNT in the Gold Cup. Tessman fouled. It'll be a first US win against Uruguay since 2002. Tessman in with the challenge, fires off Aguirre. Aronson. Aguirre brings it away. Played forward there by Facundo Torres, but the US get it back here with Balogun down the right side. Facundo Torres. Now Brian Rodriguez, the 2 former MLS men combining.
You can hear the crowd knew Armstrong was away. If he could get that, put it down the line. Well done reading that and stepping. Just can't put it in front of himself.
Heading towards the final 10 minutes. Final game of 2025 for the United States men's national team. And they are finishing with a flourish. Hernandez with the throw on the far side. This will take it to 5 unbeaten for the US. The last time they went 5 unbeaten was during the Gold Cup. Here's McKenzie at the back. Aronson wide for Arston on the far side. 2 substitutes combined. Reyna. An assist on goal number 5, the Tanner Tessman goal. Reyna once more. He's got space to carry it forward. Trusty out to that left touchline. Reyna. Forward it goes towards Aronson. Now Aidan Morris will drive forward here. He's got Balogun making a run. Back out towards Aronson. And a free kick given on the edge of the area here, and a yellow card is shown. The challenge by Rodrigo Aguirre. He's been frustrated for a few minutes now since that Brian Rodriguez challenge.
Yeah, he's definitely getting chippy.
The referee had allowed play to continue in case something came of that move. But this is certainly a free kick in shooting distance.
Is it Gio Reyna, Sebastian Berhalter? I'm sure both of those guys want this one. There's a discussion happening right now. Tessman joining the occasion as well. What is happening behind that ball?
I like the use of the ball too. You often see people covering their mouth, but I like the use of the ball there.
Yeah, 2 guys as kids that had this argument in a backyard. Amazing to watch them do it. Very surreal as pros.
Brian Rodriguez still receiving more treatment after being caught by Balogun. He's off the pitch right now, so Uruguay man down. rather like Diego Luna back in January, who had the nose issue. They just asked him if he wanted to leave the game, and he said no. Apparently, from touchline, Brian Rodriguez. He might not get the choice. For now, Rodriguez is back on, and Gio Reyna has stepped to the side.
The posture he has, he might touch it to Reyna. Or just go straight at it. Reyna's adjusting his position now.
It will be Sebastian Berhalter to take this off the wall and behind for a corner. Berhalter heading across to take it. Reyna has gone for the short one, but Fernando Torres raced across to prevent that from being taken. 7th corner of the night for the United States. Berhalter influential from set pieces once again. Goal and an assist on the night. Berhalter swings it in, but this time Fiamarine can claim.
That's about as good as you can sidewand a kick, and that was gorgeous.
Six minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Uruguay playing with 10. Betancourt sent off in the second half. Nandez on the far side. That looked like it should have been a free kick, but Max Afton wriggles out of it.
Trust has been really good tonight. Just simple things like that. Not up the field, but cushioning the header down, being in the right position, and starting their counter-attack.
Berhalter gets it from Freeman. Going back for Berhalter. This is Tessman. Now Morris. Aronson gliding forward as he runs at the Uruguay back line. Balogun. Afton closed down by Nandez on the far side. It's out for a US throw. New York Life's Behind the Assist sweepstakes is giving fans the chance to win a VIP trip to a future US soccer match. You can scan the flow code on the screen now to share your assist to enter. See official rules for complete details. We're inside the final 5 minutes here in Florida, Raymond James Stadium. And the US with 5 goals. The first time they've scored 5 against a World Cup winning nation or against a FIFA top 30 team. Starting 11 either, not just tonight, but in the last few games under Mauricio Pochettino. There have been players coming in off the bench, impacting games as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Morris with the ball forward for Tessman. US at walking pace right now.
Yeah, I'd say just one surprise. Balogun's made a statement. Pepe, someone who's been brought off the bench, who performed off the bench. Yeah, I would have expected to get a little look at Pepe, but maybe that's the statement we're seeing from Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, who's earning it? Who's the best in the moment and the opportunity? He's seen a lot from players, and Balogun he trusts. He wants to get Balogun out there.
Christian Roldan is about to come in for the final few moments. Not a good night for Marcelo Bielsa and his men. US 3-0 up after 30 minutes here tonight, 4-0 up after 42. Tessman, the man who got the fifth, through for Aronson. He sends him wide. Araujo doing the defending there. And a free kick given. It's going to be Aidan Morris coming out for Christian Roldan when the change is made. Well, one back there, it's a free kick though. And here comes the change. Christian Roldan coming in for Aidan Morris, and here is the New York Life moment of the match.
And Berhalter's had an outstanding night. I mean, just perfect on set pieces, and this is as good as you can get it. Lovely curled ball into the far post. Started things off and has continued with his remarkable performance today.
And it could easily have been moments of the match tonight, because there have been many. The first international goal for Berhalter, 2 international goals for the first time for Alex Freeman. Tessman scoring for his country for the first time as well. A lineup that was much changed from the game against Paraguay. 9 changes made to the starting lineup tonight by Mauricio Pochettino. Mark McKenzie had the captain's armband on for the first time. He partnered Trusty at the back. It was just the second time those two players had started in the middle of the back line.
You mentioned it in inference, but what a night for MLS. A lot of these players coming through the domestic system here, performing, obviously getting into the business end of the season. Some of them, Berhalter talked about his big goal, of course, making the World Cup, but the next one is winning an MLS Cup.
Yep. Huge game coming up for him at the weekend. Freeman, the MLS Young Player of the Year. Tanner Tessman, who came through at FC Dallas as well, making an impact off the bench. Now with Lyon. Here's Roldan, the Seattle man on halfway. Into the final few seconds here. And we're told there will be no stoppage time. McKenzie. Now it's Tessman. Carrying this one forward through towards Aronson. The final whistle goes, and it brings the curtain down on 2025 for the United States, and what a way to end the year. They will head into a World Cup year off the back of the best performance of Mauricio Pochettino era. Dominant from start to finish here against Marcelo Bielsa's Uruguay.
It's going to be a
5-1 win.